Hi folks, I make these films because I cannot keep these moments to myself. Time and time again I find myself standing in places of overwhelming beauty, raw untouched, powerful landscapes that feel alive with memory, and every time I think the same thing: more people need to see this, not through filters, not through drones, but as if they were walking there themselves. This is my motivation. I want to bring you into these spaces, not just to look at them, but to feel them, to reconnect with something older than us, to remember what it feels like to be fully immersed in nature, where the noise of the modern life falls away and your spirit feels free. So the first objective is Duke's Knob, rising 738 metres above sea level. It's not the highest peak in the range, but it's high enough to change you. 738 metres may sound like a number, but every metre is earned, every step lifts you further from the noise below and closer to clarity. As you climb, the plains stretch wider, the air sharpens and the perspective begins to settle in. From 738 metres up, you don't just see the land, you understand it. And that's why this is the first step toward Morgan's Creek, before descending into the hidden folds of the mountain. You rise, before following the water, you claim the view. Leaving Duke Knob behind, the track slopes downward. The forest thickens again, ferns brushing my legs, moss clinging to trunks and rocks. Afternoon light filters through the canopy, dappling the path. The sound of water reaches me first, soft, steady. Rivers emerge from the valley below, cold and clear, tumbling over stones, smoothed by centuries of flow. The descent lasts a minute, each step bringing me closer to the sound and the shimmering of the water. Soon the track begins to follow the rivers themselves, weaving in and out. The path hugs the stream banks, crossing over tiny tributaries and winding around bends. Pools reflect the afternoon sun like mirrors. Water laps over smooth rocks, carrying sediment and carving channels that tell stories of persistence and time. Birds flicker along the edges, and the occasional caribou passes overhead. The journey along the river is gentle, meditative. Each step offers a new perspective. A glint of sun on rippling water, a moss-covered boulder, a sudden drop over a small cascade. Nature feels patient here, shaping the stone and earth with quiet persistence. Eventually the swing bridge comes into view, suspended above the main river. Crossing it, I feel the gentle sway beneath my feet, the rushing water below, polished rocks glinting in the afternoon light. It's a moment to pause and to see the valley and the rivers winding away, and the forest closing in on either side, all part of a landscape shaped over millions of years. Leaving the swing bridge behind, the track begins to climb again, winding through thickening bush. Afternoon light filters through the canopy, casting long shadows across the ferns and moss-covered logs. The air carries the scent of damp earth, light of the bush. My pace quickens, drawn forward. I know it is near, yet its full scale remains hidden, teasing from behind the forest. The track swings closer, a bend revealing more. Mist drifts into the trail, cool and refreshing. Shadows shift, the sound of water fills the air, and anticipation hangs like a tangible presence. Then the moment arrives. I step behind the cascade, and the world transforms. Here, standing behind the waterfall, everything quiets. The forest, the rivers, the hills, all fade into the background, leaving only the moment. And I think, why are we here? What traces do we leave? How do we shape the world around us? Under this cascade, I feel the weight of time and the vastness of existence, persistence and patience and care. These are the forces that endure. Small acts ripple outward, just as water shapes stone, wind shapes ridges, and the world continues its quiet work long after we are gone. I step away from Pinnacles Hut, and there's a subtle shift you can't ignore. The hut sits solid and reassuring beneath the limestone walls of Mount Somers, a small square of human certainty in a landscape that has existed for millions of years. Inside there's warmth, timber structure, outside there is time. As I take those first steps away, the sound changes. The echo of the hut door fades. Boots meet loose limestone, rock that was once ancient seabed, lifted high by tectonic forces and sculpted by the wind and rain. Every fragment underfoot carries history older than anything we've built. The air feels different beyond the hut, cooler, cleaner, less disturbed. You begin to notice how quickly human presence disappears. The hut shrinks behind you, blending into the landscape. What felt like a destination moments ago now looks temporary, almost fragile, against the vast limestone bluffs rising above. Stepping away from Pinnacles Hut isn't just continuing a hike. It's leaving the comfort of structure and stepping back into something untamed. A place where the mountain dictates the pace, where the land doesn't adjust to you, you adjust to it. And in the quiet transition, you feel it. You're no longer just visiting the mountain, you're entering it. Up here, it feels like the world has been paused. Every rock, every ridge, a story millions of years old. I'm standing on land that was once part of Australia, shaped by fire and ice, and now sculpted by wind and water. The stream, it's more than water. It's a thread that connects the past to the present. Carved these valleys long before we were here, whispering the secrets of an ancient volcano that once roared, where I now stand in silence. Every stone tells of fire, of movement, of continents drifting apart, and yet here I am, just a fleeting moment in its endless story. How small are we? Yet how privileged to witness such eternity. It makes you wonder, what will remain of us millions of years from now? And will anyone or anything trace the paths we walk and the lives we touch? For now, all I can do is listen and learn from the silence of these ancient lands.